A very good afternoon to everyone listening and joining in from Sri Lanka and all around the world. You are here watching the 30th annual encounter, the Josephian Peterite Soccer Encounter between St. Joseph's College, Maradana, and St. Peter's College, Bambalapitiya. Although these two are named saints of Sri Lanka schools and also all around Sri Lanka, it's going to become a bit messy over here in the racecourse grounds. And we're glad to have you with us. My name is Kavinka Fernando. I'll be keeping you company alongside Julian Michael, my co-commentator, alongside Nelaka Jayasinghe. Julian, hi. The sun is streaming into our face, but I'm pretty sure that won't stop us from witnessing a proper match over here at the racecourse grounds.
Hi Kavinka. It's a beautiful afternoon, a perfect day for football. And the players are warming up. Looking forward for this great 30th Joe Pete soccer encounter.
Hi Kavinka, hi Julian, I'm Nelaka and looking forward to joining you all on the second half of the game. As the excitement kicks in, the Josephians still on the ground warming up and the teams are ready to get onto the pitch. You can see the Peterites with their blue, white and gold flag.
So if you're wondering why there is a blue, white and gold flag, or rather the St. Peter's College flag in the middle right there, it's because St. Peter's is hosting this encounter. And also a note to our viewers that this is actually the last year's Joe Pete encounter. They could not have it due to the economic crisis that was prevailing in Sri Lanka and also because of other scheduling issues. But more or less 1 year later, we're glad to have you here and looking forward to a thrilling encounter. But just before that, just to tell you that we did have the arrival of the chief guest today, and that took place about an hour ago. So all the formalities have been ticked off, and all we need to do is wait until both the teams join in at the center circles, or at the center circle, to kick off this match.
And now as we're about to look at the starting lineups of the two teams, St. Peter's College with Musa Akram in goal, Malindu Atukorla starting, Aftab Hussain, Mohammad Ishan, Dares Tisarachi, Gayan Rivaldo, Melshan Dix, Izat Raji, Ashenka Silva, Elar Sachin, and Vincent Bellerin at the starting lineup with Isur Pereira, a veteran, their coach. And now to the Josephian starting lineup. Laksitan Nagendran, their captain. Dumindu Aditya, Pathum Gimhan, Udula Ransika, Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle, Deshan Tushmika, Taruk Ashanta, Tharusha Rashmika, Ross Abner, Irusha Ruanka, and Mark Bryan. With Aruna Sampath, their head coach. The two teams look really tough. It's going to be a great game of football.
So I think this is the first time that we are witnessing a Joe Pete played at the racecourse grounds, is it, Julian?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's sort of a unique thing because we usually have it at London place, that is at CRNFC, or we have it at the St. Peter's College grounds. But this in itself is a unique stadium in itself, so we're looking to an action-packed encounter. So we see the substitutes coming out, or rather is that, yes, it is the starting lineup of St. Peter's College. We are about 30 minutes late, but 30 minutes for good reason. It's because we wanted to start a bit more in a proper manner.
And now the Peterites are about to enter the field.
It's interesting to see this flag culture because we saw it at the Joe Pete big match, which is the cricket match this time around. It's quite popular with the Royalist and Thomian big match, that is the Roy Tho, known all around the world as probably the second biggest big match, but they are the ones who started in Sri Lanka, and it's nice to see that the Joes and Peterites are following that tradition as well. We saw it there. We saw it also during the weekend. St. Peter's College triumphed over Royal College in the rugby encounter, the BG Angis Trophy.
That was a beautiful game. The last minute try that was such great emotions. The last few minutes, and the referees are about to enter the pitch. Lakmal Veerakodi, the main referee, now entering the pitch.
Hopefully, Lakmal Veerakodi will keep his cards in his pocket. The one thing that you do not want to see here in this sort of encounter is that the players lose their cool. And we see the Peterites coming out of their dugout. Bit of a changed kit this time. They usually play in the white, blue, and gold of their school. But now it's majority dark blue, I should say. If you look to the left of your screen, you see that the Joes have also lined up. They have taken the option to play in white and dark blue.
Last year's champions beating Jaffna Central in the final 5-2. And now the players are shaking their hands. It's such a beautiful gesture and such beautiful sportsmanship between the two saints. And
a quick shout out to our sponsors, Prima Kottumi, Ultra Kill, and food and beverage sponsor is Kottumi, while our bronze sponsor is Ultra Kill. A big shout out to them, and thank you for coming on board and supporting the Peterite media in this annual encounter of the Joe Pete, the 30th annual encounter. Our referees for today, Lakmal Veerakodi, the main referee, assisted by Iran Udayakantha and Danushka Sampath, alongside the fourth official, M. Pabasara. Two captains lining up for the toss. Don't think the size will make that much of a difference, but it will be good to maybe win the toss, get a bit of momentum shift onto your side. One last prayer to the heavens before they enter the pitch. St. Peter's take their knee, praying that everything that happens to them will be a good omen. Mohammad Ishan, the under-20 player, under-20 national team player, of course, will be the star man for them. He will be on either the left wing or the right wing. It depends on how Isru Pereira, the coach, uses him. But he'll surely look for the ball and look for Melshon Direx, their number 9. Tall, number 9 as well. The same ritual, I wouldn't say copied, but this is some sort of a tradition that both teams follow. You see in many sports that the Josephians and the Peterites play. They first offer their thanks to the heavens and then proceed to battle it out. We're not sure who in the heavens will be supporting, or rather side, either the Josephians or the Peterites. But I'm pretty sure that whoever they're praying to must remain neutral at this point. And the Josephians have won the toss and elected to kick the ball first. As you can see on your left, the Peterites are clad in blue and yellow, while the Josephians on the right of your screen clad in white and dark blue. Exciting game. It's last year's encounter, but today's sport. So, who will it be? Who is your bet on? Mention in the comments. The comment section is, of course, always open for your viewing and your opinion. Mention in the comments who will win today, because it's going to be a feisty encounter. And we have kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, here at the race course. It is currently 3:40, and the Joes have an early ball here, stolen by St. Peter's College. We would not want to see a cagey game, because that has been the story a lot.
Beautiful slide tackle by the Josephian defender. Stops the attack of the Peterites, but they still continue to attack. And, oh, that's out.
It's corner for the Peterites. It's the first minute, but they sure do have a commanding presence here in the box. They'll be looking for their tall men in from the Peterites. Stolen by the Josephians, looking for one of their wingers.
Beautiful passing by Josephians. And he still keeps it. That's impressive skill by the Josephian midfielder there. Josephian still attacking. Referee says play on. And that's a foul by the Peterites. A free kick to the Josephians. Still the second minute, but this game is turning up the heat.
Interesting that the team you are seeing right now, the Josephian team you are seeing right now, is the team that won the Papare Championship last year, 2022. They beat Jaffna Central 5-2. I don't think you hear of that many scorelines in a final, but that shows what sort of team these Josephians are. As the ball is lofted in, and there was a chance there.
And that's a good clearance by the Josephians. Cleared outside. No risks taken by the Josephian defender.
In this sort of a game, Julian, you would want your strikers and also anyone to take your chances. We saw there that the Josephian number 12 was Mark Andrew, who got his head there to the ball, but he didn't seem to connect well. As there's another corner here. It's Mohammad Ishan who's taking the ball. He's got a good left foot. Now he needs to put it to the test. Mohammad Ishan floats one in. And there's a header, and it's wide. That was a good chance. It was sort of a carbon copy that the Josephians received early on.
It's a really impressive first few minutes. We've seen shots, we've seen free kicks, corners taken, and it's a promising start by the two teams. As the Josephians now look to attack, and that's possession given away and taken back. The Petrites with the ball now. Passing it out. That's a beautiful ball, and that's bad ball control. Petrites. And that's cleared away by the Josephian. Petrites back with the ball. Beautiful tackle there by the Josephian defenders. And now the Josephians with a chance of a counter attack. And that's an impressive tackle by the Petrites. By Marindu Atokorla, an impressive young man, a former national team player, an impressive tackle. The Josephians with a throw in now.
So they're looking for the long throw in. It's Teshan Tushmika on the ball. Teshan Tushmika, that's a poor throw. It's given away really. Like every football match, Julian, will be seeing the midfield. Whoever controls the midfield will arguably win the game. So, in this match, it's no different. Whoever completes the midfield battle will win it.
Yes, Kavinka, the midfielders are the really important players in the team. They control the play, the play make, and I think the midfield is where they run the whole system when it comes to the team. And as we see Sudeep with the ball, there's a beautiful pass to Ross Abner. Ross Abner's pass was cut, but Sudeep takes the throw in. And to Mark Andrew, back to Sudeep, Rodrigo Pulle. And that's a good set of defended. Oh, and that was a push.
Yeah, that was a clear shove there. Referee was not having any of it. And this is a good range, I would say. It's a good range for maybe Mohammad Ishan to take a shot. But I think he'll opt for seeing a man, maybe the likes of Melchon Direks, who's on the wing, a bit out of your picture, but he's on the wing. So the Petrites have something planned. It's just the four who are ahead of the ball, but behind the ball is Gayan. Gayan goes for the shot, and it's well over. And it's not troubling the goalkeeper. If you're neutral and if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you've enjoyed most of the action so far because it has been an open game. The score still remains at 0-0, but as we have just entered into the 8th minute of the game, see that the Petrites are arguably on the front foot. Mohammad Ishan work it nicely. Thinking about a shot. It's wonderfully cleared by the Josephians. Julian, do you think that it's a battle between the Peterite attack and the Josephian defense at this point?
It's more of a battle between the midfielders. As you said earlier, also midfielders of Peters have been clearly better. And that's not a good pass there.
Malindu Atukorala, under 16 national player. He's the one that's making himself present in the Josephian, or rather the Peterite box.
He's doing his defensive duties when needed. A real team player, Malindu Atukorala. And Ross Abner to take throw in for the Josephians. Again, trying a very long throw. That's quite a run up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've practiced this. But Ross Abner will try to look for someone in the box. Goalkeeper is coming out and Musa claims it really well. Musa Akram in goal for St. Peter's.
That's a beautiful interception by the Josephians, but position back with the Peterites.
It's a good interplay by the Peterites.
Good. That's a cross in, and that's...
It was a deflected shot. But thankfully for the keeper, it did fall into his hands and he was so fortunate there. It's a big goal, but I would say, as these are still growing adults, they are quite susceptible to a bigger goal. One shot and it could mean the difference between winning and losing here. That was a clear foul.
Referee having no nonsense at all. It's a free kick to the Josephians. A real chance here by Josephians, who haven't had a shot on target yet. Maybe a chance to break the deadlock. And that free kick was straight to the wall. A ball outside to Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle, who keeps it. And that's cleared by the Josephians. The ball touched the referee also. And that's a very bad pass. But the Josephians still keep the ball with them. The ball passed Sudeep, but that was...
The Josephians need to be a bit conscious of their passing. You do not want to lose the ball, especially in your own half. But we saw that the referee did touch the ball there. And for those who are wondering, what happens if the referee does touch the ball? Well, if the advantage is playing it on, then the advantage must be played on. If the ball is passed from the Josephians and it touches the referee or deflects off the referee and goes to the Peterites' path, then it is a free kick from the referee's point. And it will be a double bounce, as some may call it. But if not, well, then the referee allows play on, advantage. But here's the advantage. Here's Peterites coming with the ball out from the wing. There are 3 players there.
And that's a beautiful clearance. And the Josephians had a clear chance of a counter-attack. That pass was going to no one in the white shirt.
Yeah, once again, Malindu Atukorala. I don't think he had to head the ball, but you cannot take any chances in such a position. Again, another pass. A stray pass by Tarush Rashmika.
It's been a very rare scene where the Josephians have bad passing. Normally they are quite accurate with their passes, but today the passing has been off for the Josephians. Peterites with the chance now in the box. And
calls to shoot. There was a shoot. There was a shot. But thankfully for Tarusha Rashmika, the goalkeeper of St. Joseph's College, it did deflect and go out wide. Julian, scary stuff for Josephians right now.
It's really scary, Kavinka. But the Peterites in the corner and in a really good position in the game. They are really the top team, the hosts. And that's a bad corner kick. The ball cleared away quickly by the Josephian defenders. There was no nonsense defending again by the Josephians. They have been quite in the back foot today.
Here's Mohammad Ishan. Not sure whether that was a shot or a pass, but it did find Gayan. Gayan tumbles to the floor. And the ball is out for the Josephians. Here's a counter. The Peterites are rushing back there, and what a tackle there. Some last man defending.
That is a beautiful tackle. So
That was Rinston Valerin who had to do the dirty work there. He had to get back. Beg your pardon, that was Malindu Atukora once again showing that he did do his homework there on the the Josephian attack. And there's it's a chance there for the Josephians. From one end to another, this is really good stuff, I should say. And if you're neutral, welcome to the show.
it's a cracking game of football. We've seen a lot of shot, a lot of action, a lot of promise by these young Josephians and Peterites. As the Peterite keeper takes the goal kick, Musa Akram. And
Daniel Tisarachi into the middle, but there was no one in a blue, white and gold jersey.
Josephians giving it once again. It's been quite the scene today.
Well, I did mention that this is the battle of the saints, and more battle than being a saint here. It's a lot of tackles flying in from left, right and center. The crowds have been filling up here quite nicely. The top stand, the grandstand isn't as packed, but if you just look down, if you do get the chance to see the bottom stand of the grandstand here at Racecourse, then you'll be able to see that a fair amount of people have turned up. It's really nice to see. And here's a ball out towards Gayan. What a wonderful touch. Gayan looks up, thinks about the shot. No, gives it to Mohammad Ishan. Mohammad Ishan goes to the shot.
Appeal for handball, but the referee says no, play on. With the Peterites still keeping possession there. Still looking to attack that Josephian goal. And
They were thinking about the shot, but it was not in the mind of Gayan. It's a lovely pass played out to the right. Aftab.
And Aftab Hussein's cross is cleared by the defenders, but it's still in the Josephian box. And now finally gone out for a Josephian throw-in. 15 minutes of football. It's been a great 15 minutes of football. Still 0-0, still a deadlock, but a lot of promise, a lot of action, and clearly a lot of good tackles, especially by Malindu Atukora, who's clearly been one of the stars in the Peterite defense, who's been one of the backbones of the team today. No nonsense tackling by the number 5, Peterite number 5. The Josephians, on the other hand, have been a bit out today with their passing, especially.
Approaching the 17th minute here at the Racecourse grounds in Colombo, Sri Lanka. The Battle of the Saints, that is St. Peter's versus St. Joseph's College. It has been a lively contest. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Kotumi Food and Beverage Partner and Ultrakill, our bronze sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring the Peterite Media.
Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle with the man with the ball in his hands takes a good throw in there, but it's cleared by the Josephian defenders. Another throw in by Ross Abner. And this time it comes to a Josephian defender. And it's the keeper's ball there. Quick.
Musa doesn't need to be lively at this point, but he has used his hands very well instead of his feet, claiming those high balls. And here's a breakaway. Here's Daniel Tisarachi. Beg your pardon, Daresh Tisarachi. A bit mixed up there with his brother Daniel, who also used to play for St. Peter's. There was a ball there played to Gayan, but ultimately that was not the pass that Gayan was intending to get. Would have been quite through on goal, and he would have scored. Gayan likes to be known as GR7, even though he dons the number 10, Julian.
A very neutral perspective with the GOAT battle, wherein the number 10 and known as GR7.
Well, each their own.
And now the other side of the pitch, Josephians with a chance. And that falls, and it's a shot, and it's wide. That was a chance for the Josephian.
That should have been buried by Pathum Gimhan.
Should have been buried by Pathum Gimhan. He used to play for Sri Lanka, Pathum Gimhan. One of the star players, the key players of the Josephian team last year. The goal kick straight up to a Josephian player there.
That's probably the best chance, Julian, because every other chance had to come through an aerial ball. But this one, it landed right in the feet of Pathum Gimhan. And you would expect a player of his caliber to finish it off. Mohammad Ishan trying to orchestrate play, but is right now with the ball on the touchline. He's trying to command his men up front.
It's cleared by Sudeep Rodrigopuli, the number 19, the left back for the Josephians.
Melshon Direx trying to look for a long ball, but it goes to waste there. Not sure what those two were on. They were not on the same wavelength. Daresh Tisarachi and Melshon, both attackers. They have played a bit together. The most recent play came in a recent tournament that was between St. Peter's and Al-Aqsa. St. Peter's unfortunately lost that match played at the St. Peter's College grounds. But once again, we see Malindu Atukorale. You'll be hearing his name a bit often, especially with the Josephians attacking. But here's a situation that we've seen so many times in the past 22 minutes.
Ross Abner again with another throw-in. It's his third throw-in today. And the long throw-in as usual.
And gets it, Musa clears it. Ross Abner again trying to work its way.
Appeals for handball by Josephians, but the referee says play on. Cleared by the Pete Wrights. And a chance for a counter-attack by the Pete. Oh, and referee still says play on.
That was good work to get away from one man, but he ran into a second. Daresh Tisarachi. Now there's a ball to Melshon Direx, but the referee blows his whistle for an offence that happened in the earlier play. It was Sachin who was on the ground.
The first foul committed by the Josephians. The Pete Wrights with a free kick and a good chance to put a ball into the box. Malindu Atukorale with a chance to get the ball into the box, and it looks real dangerous from Malindu.
We'll talk about being a leader. He's also a student leader of St. Peter's College, the head prefect of St. Peter's College. So proud proud Peterite, and we also saw a very courageous effort by, I believe that was Gayan, who tried to go for his audacious effort. Here's Mohammad Ishan, tries to float one into the box. Instead, it lands into the feet of a Josephian defender. And again, it lands into the feet of the Josephian defender as they try to look for a counter-attack, pressing onto the wings. That was misjudgment by the Peterites. But it's still in the feet of the Josephians. That's some good ball retention there by the Josephians to retain it. And they go again, try to look for a long pass into the midfield. The Josephians looking up, plays another pass, but it unfortunately lands once again, or rather at Rinston's feet.
A good shoulder battle between the Josephian and the Pete right there. As Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle with another throw-in.
I was speaking to one of the Peterites this morning, and he said that they've been practicing quite a lot for this game. They've been having practice sessions at this racecourse. Quite notably, they did play against Navy Sports Club. There are two Josephians in the box. Lakshidan, Josephian captain on the ball. And that's wonderful defending by Aftab Hussain. Aftab Hussain, who was actually brought into play in place of Nathan Fernando. The coach making that quick decision as early as this morning. But he's been doing his job well.
Another long throw in by Abner into the box. And good keep in there by Musa Ahmad. But falls back to a Josephian. And that's good feed by Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle, but couldn't keep the ball for longer. Peterites now looking for a chance of a counter.
The Josephians really need to find a way to bypass that Musa wall, because every time Ross Abner tries to put the ball into the box, courtesy of a long throw, it seems that it lands in the hands of Musa. Julian, what do you think? Maybe they should opt for a ground pass?
I mean, it's Musa. It's really hard to beat him. He's been the man on goal. But the Josephians are still trying their best. Trying different methods, different tactics to get through Musa and find the back of the net.
One thing that has worked for the Peterites is Mohammad Ishan getting into the middle of the play. Here's a shot by Mohammad Ishan, and it goes over the post, over the bar. I was just talking about him, Mohammad Ishan being the strength of St. Peter's College. And it landed right in the feet. I believe it was a miscue shot by Daresh Sisarachi, who was trying to actually look for his fellow attacker in the form of Melshon Direx, but he found an even better option. That was Mohammad Ishan, and the under-20 national player from St. Peter's College, the only national player of St. Peter's College, unfortunately did not find the back of the net. Probably the best chance for the Peterites, and they go again.
Peterites again with the ball, and a beautiful pass. Oh, and that's into the keeper's hand. Tharush Rashmika, the goalkeeper of the Josephians today. They are in red. Tries and goes for the long ball. Has the height, but not the distance there.
So yes, here's Mohammad Ishan again trying to wriggle his way through the defense. Unluckily for him, he didn't get it. There's a long shot there by the Peterite defense. I believe that was Rinston, who just thought, hey, might as well try a shot, and did trouble the goalkeeper.
brought Vincent Company flashbacks to win the league against Chelsea, I believe.
Yeah, the Sergio Aguero, Manchester City legend, most famously said, "Don't shoot, Vinny."
But
I'm
then,
pretty sure that was what the Peterites were saying as well there. Shooting from his halfway line.
and another throw-in for the Josephians there. The Peterites disagree though. I beg your pardon, that's a free kick for the Josephians, not a throw-in.
The ref has been quite lenient today. He's kept his cards in his pocket. Not given too many fouls, but here's a chance for the Josephians to come and attack. But it turns into an attack for the Peterites, and instead of clearing the ball away, Darish Tisarachi gives the ball away but lands in the feet of Mohammad Ishan, who looks for Gayan.
It's a beautiful orchestrated pass to Gayan there by Mohammad Ishan.
Gayan looking for someone in the box. Sean Durex not there to receive the pass.
And now the Josephians with the chance to attack, but then another shot by Manindu, and again, the defenders really want some attack in action here.
Maybe, I'm just saying it's a theory, Julian, maybe Isuru Pereira, the coach, may just want to have a word with the defenders and say, boys, take a shot from the halfway line, because that's exactly what's happening right now. But the previous shot was more like a goal clearance, or rather a clearance, than a shot.
Yes, Kavinka, yeah. And again, now we see the Joes. That's a beautiful ball outside. And yes, he will get to it.
Tarusha Ashant there.
A crossbar is cleared by the Peterites there. And now another counter-attack chance. But a beautiful tackle there by the Josephian defenders. And a ball outside. The chance of a cross. And that cross is going to nobody. It's a Peterite goal kick there.
Here's Gayan on the wing, who has been brought down, and it's a penalty for St. Peter's College. The referee points to a spot. Gayan was brought down at the edge of the penalty area, or rather inside the penalty area, and the Peterites can go 1-0 up.
Absolute scenes at the Race Course Stadium this afternoon, with the Peterites with a chance to actually get the lead and break the deadlock here.
Getting some final instructions from the coach. Maybe it'll be interesting to see who will take this. St. Peter's College have good strikers off the ball, Mohammad Ishan, and they also have Gayan.
While he's going towards the penalty box, the penalty kick taker for the Peterites.
I believe that is Daresh Tisarachi.
Yes, that is Darius Dizarachi. He's feeling the pressure right now. The pressure is probably immense.
It was hard to see in real time what that penalty looked like, but from the commentary box, from the side view, it did look like Gayan was brought down there, and the referee, maybe rightfully so, did call to the spot. Well, the goalkeeper Tarusha Rashmika has a big goal to cover.
With just 15 minutes to go in the first half, St. Peter's College football team of Peterites actually have a chance to score and break the deadlock and start the proceedings for the day.
Here's Daresh Tisarachi. Daresh Tisarachi scores! St. Peter's in the lead!
That's a beautiful penalty taken by Daresh Disarachi. Tarush Rasmik actually dived into the correct side, but it was beyond his reach. And that's the start the Peterites dreamt of.
Here's a replay. You can see Tarusha Rashmika did go to the side, and that resulted in Daresh Tisarachi celebration. So 1-0 for the Peterites. Interesting stuff here. And rightfully so, 1-0, Julian, because the Peterites have been in the front foot all along. They have been in the driving seat. They have taken their shots. They have taken their chances. And maybe luck favors the brave, as the saying goes.
Yes, Kavinka, it's been a Peterite battle, basically. It's been a good game. And then Josephians once again giving the ball away. And another foul.
And there was another foul there.
It's at the edge of the box. It's not a penalty.
Was at the edge of the box,
it's a
Julian?
Free kick. It's not a penalty. That's Daresh fallen down. It looks to be some sort of a problem in his leg. His left leg. And the medics, the Peterite medics enter the field, and he's seen to get some kind of treatment by the Peterite medics there, trying their best to keep Daresh on the field. He's one of those important players in the Peterite starting 11, one of those key players there.
He plays up front as a striker, as he wears the number 9. But maybe if he can't continue, or if he's limping a bit too much, maybe the coach might opt to put in Melchior Dirks, as he has played in that position before. Maybe sub another player in. Another player by another player, I mean maybe the likes of Devin, who can come in to play in the wing. He has proven to be a force in the wing.
And Daresh goes out to get some treatment. Is it a substitution? No sign of a substitution as of yet. But the Peterites now ready to take their free kick, which is just outside of the box. Looks really, really dangerous for the Josephians here. They might go 2-0 down. The Josephian wall there, trying their best to defend this free kick and not go 2-0 down. Keeper Tharusha Rashmika setting up the wall.
Interested to see who will take this free kick, because maybe Gayan can wrap his right foot around this one, or it could be Mohammad Ishan. I think Mohammad Ishan is going. No, it's Gayan, and it's well over the post there. I wonder if they're playing a game of rugby, because everything seems to be over the post and they're aiming for maybe 3 points instead of another goal.
Indeed, Kavinka. I mean, the Peterites had a beautiful rugby game last week against Royal with the last minute try. That such absolute scenes at the Peters ground in Bambalapitia. And now the Josephians take the goal kick, falls to Mark Andrew passes it back to Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle. And that's another interception by the Peterites. It's been the case today. Interceptions with the Peterites. Josephians giving the ball away.
There's Mohammad Ishan on the ball, looking to make something of it. Mohammad Ishan looks up, and it was met by a wonderful tackle by Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle.
Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle, the man, coming in when the team needed them the most and keeping the score just to 1-0. As we look at that beautiful tackle by Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle,
seems like Josephian number 8 actually. Tishan Tushmika is down. Tishan Tushmika, we saw in the early stages of the game, he did orchestrate the play, but he has not had that much luck in it. It is almost reaching the 40th minute mark here. But 38 minutes have been played. St. Peter's 1-0 up, courtesy of a Daresh Tisarachi goal, a penalty goal. And the penalty was a courtesy of bringing down of Gayan, the number 10, the ever-present number 10 for St. Peter's College. He has been really present on that left wing of theirs, trying to cause all sorts of problems for St. Joseph's College.
And always a bad sight to see as a football fan of any team. Deshan Tushmika limping outside the pitch with the medic. And with now Peter is with the corner here. A good ball whipped in. And that's a shot, and that's nice defended by Josephians. The Josephians with one man down. Peter is with 11 players on the pitch, and the Josephians with 10. Looking with the counter attack now, and that's given away again by the Josephians. Josephians with the ball back again. Trips and falls, stands up, and position with the Peterites now. Oh, and that's beautiful work there by Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle.
Oh, miscommunication there by the Peterites, but that won't matter as Mohammad Ishan looks up, looks for someone, he tries to go in on his own, and it was a lovely through pass, but I'm pretty sure that Gayan was a bit offside on that occasion. There you see Mohammad Ishan, who created that goal for the Gayan foul we saw earlier, that eventually led to the penalty. That sort of a thing is wonderful to see, especially if a man like that is in your team. But there another foul, probably the second or third foul that we're seeing on that side of the flank. The Josephians really have to come up with something innovative here. They've tried it on 2 occasions, and yes, Julian, like you said, Pathum Gimhan is over this. Maybe he can go for the shot because he does have that experience and he has a good left foot. But the Peterites know all about it, and it couldn't even pass the ball, but he has a second chance. Floats one in, directing it out. Now Gayan, rather Sachin, tries to look up, but the ball ricochets and heads out for the throw-in.
And Aftab Hussain, with the throw-in, gives it to his opposite number, Sudeep Rodrigo Pulle, and beautiful tackle to get the ball back. And the referee reaches his pocket. That's a yellow card for Aftab Hussain, the right back of the St. Peter's football team. The first time we've seen the referee reach to his pockets and get a card out today. No complaint there by the Peterites. And Deshan Tushmik again with another free kick. It's a bit far today, this time near the center circle. Deshan Tushmik focused. Whips it in. That's the keeper's ball again. Musa Akram, a beautiful keeper. He's been one of those key players today for the Peterite defense. He's the backbone of the team with Malindo Athokorla there. As we see the ball again with the Josephians. That's a beautiful through ball there. Cross in. And
that's a wonderful pass there to Pathum Gimhan, who tries the shot. There was good improvisation by the Josephian attackers, but now it's the Peterites coming on. It's Mohammad Ishan, the danger man. Looks up, tries to go in from the left wing, and he gets caught out. Surrounded by Josephians. They know how dangerous Mohammad Ishan is. He's been end-to-end stuff here. Again,
and the cross whipped in. And again, it's Musa Akram's ball. He's actually played the role of a defender here today. Stopping crosses, stopping throw-ins.
It's a nice pass, but the referee spots a foul, and it is a foul in favor of Peterites. We're approaching halftime here, 43rd minute. Presume that the referee might give about 2 minutes or maximum 3 minutes for the stoppage time. Here we see again maybe an ambitious ball into the box. Malindu puts his hands up. It's Rinston puts his hands up, trying to signal something to the Pete Wright forward line. Played in, and that actually is 3 points.
Yes, it's the rugby season started, and were the Pete Wrights practicing for the rugby season this time? There've been a lot of 3-pointers today.
But regardless, I think today's game so far has favored the Pete Wrights as a whole. Every output is looking good at this point. The defense has been solid. Midfield role has been taken over by Mohammad Ishan, the only national team player. But I was speaking to some of the Pete Wrights this morning, and they said that they don't have really a star man, like that everybody is the star man, so as to make it a constellation. So, rightfully so, the goal was scored by Daresh Tisarachi. That was thanks to Gayan. That was created by Mohammad Ishan, who's on the ball. Wonderful feed there. Played on the left flank. Mohammad Ishan still going. Unlucky. Lucky for him. Mohammad Ishan has been really good. It's his last year at St. Peter's College and looking to make the mark. He usually operates on the right wing. He's more of a right winger who likes to cut inside and shoot from his left, Julian. But this time he's opted to take in a more central role, a more creative role, so as to maybe position himself as a false nine. And just confirmation that there is actually 1 minute of extra time.
And there's beautiful ball there by the Josephians. That's still attacking there, and ball given away. Now the Pete Wrights trying to attack in the other end of the field.
Mohammad Ishan again.
Brought down, referee says play on. Josephians trying to make it, and that's a beautiful ball. And no, that's just above the goal. It was a beautiful chip shot by the Josephian striker there, but just above the goal. Another 3-point carving. Is it?
Yep, everything is going over the post for both the teams at this point. They may be trying to get into the rhythm of hitting under the goal, but nothing is really going below that bar, Julian. But in fact, it was offside. Rightfully so. I think the Josephian attacker was offside at that moment. I think it was Mark Andrew who skewed that shot out. He is again trying to look for the likes of Tharuka Ashanta. When there's maybe a miscommunication there between the goalkeeper and Irusha Ruanka, but the goalkeeper was aware of that and did come out to play. And the referee blows for half-time here at the racecourse grounds. Well, it was pretty lively in the first few minutes. We thought that this game would be an open game, and it was rightly so. As you can see, as you would have seen in the past few minutes, it has been end-to-end stuff here at the racecourse grounds. But the Pete Wrights did get their breakthrough midway into the game, and it was Daresh Tisarachi who converted the penalty, and it was Gayan who was brought down at the edge of the box, or rather inside the box. But good stuff here at the racecourse grounds. It's St. Peter's College versus St. Joseph's College. St. Peter's lead 1-0. Stay tuned for the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the second half of the St. Peter's versus St. Joseph's 30th annual big match. A reminder to all our viewers that this is the 2022 big match. We couldn't have it last year because of obvious circumstances, that is because of the financial and economic crisis that Sri Lanka had to undergo. But the good news is that it's back, and the Peterites are leading at half-time. 1-0, courtesy of a Daresh Tisarachi penalty. It was Gayan who was brought down inside the box, and it was only left to Daresh to convert. And we have kick-off here at the racecourse grounds. The time is 4:45 locally. The Josephians will look to make this a comeback and win it. They've got 45 minutes to do it, and St. Peter's have 45 minutes to either extend their lead or hold on. We have a change inside the commentary box. Julian Michael, big appreciation to him for guiding us through the St. Joseph's perspective. But now we have a prefect from the Peterine media team, should I say. It is Nelaka Jayasinghe. Nelaka, welcome to the commentary box.
Welcome. Good afternoon, Kavinka. Things are looking great here for the Peterites, but it seems that Ishan is on the ground holding his left foot. He seems to have been injured in the collision that had just happened.
Yeah, Mohammad Ishan, their star player who created the chance for Gayan to tumble to the ground in the first half. Mohammad Ishan, the creator, should say, because he's been really lively in the first half. And, well, the Peterites are hoping that there won't be any issues. And it seems like that. Mohammad Ishan is just limping off, but they'll have to carry on without him.
Ringston with the free kick. He'd be looking for Gayan Rivaldo in front, and cleared away by the Josephian defenders, but then taken back possession by the Peterites. The Josephians dancing on top of their penalty box.
There's a shot from St. Peter's College, but it's not troubling the goalkeeper, Tarusha Rashmika.
The goalkeeper nearly lets it through, but then slides himself on top of the ball in the very last moment. The Josephians advancing.
The Peterites were in command in all forms of the match. And there's another shot, and it's skewed wide. That was a scary shot if you were a Peterite, if you were part of the blue, white and gold family. That was a vicious shot, Nelaka.
Yes, definitely. The scariest thing about it is that he bypassed Malindu Athukorala as well, who has been the anchor of the Peterite defense throughout the first half. Line out for the Peterites. Ashenka Silva taking the ball.
I believe that was Pathum Gimhana's shot. But here's the Peterites trying to make something of this. Straight into the hands of Tarusha Rashmika. Tarusha looking for an early ball. Finds
a Peterite yet again.
Aftab.
Mohammad Ishan right at the defense as well. He's literally everywhere on the ground, front, center, and back.
It's good to see him back after he limped off there. Here's Melshon trying to do something from it. He does get the ball into the box,
but he's unable to find the foot of a Peterite.
There's a lofted ball in.
Ashenka Silva at defense, but the Josephians looking dangerous here. The Josephians advancing. Looking at the center, that was right over the goal posts.
It's been quite a phenomenon in this game. We're quite used to seeing a lot of shots go off target and especially over the bar, Nelaka. So maybe the dressing room message would have been, boys, go and have a shot, but keep it under the bar, because there are signs of a goal fest here at the racecourse grounds. And I'm pretty sure, Nelaka, we can see maybe about 2-3 goals in this half if the boys play well. And here is a good pass out to the flanks, but that was...
Defended well by Aftab Hussain, I think. Not. Yes, it was Aftab Hussain.
And just a reminder that there has only been one booking so far, and that was to the man right there, the number 8, Aftab Hussain, the right back for St. Peter's College. Josephians being a bit urgent in their play, and rightfully so. Here's a ball into the box maybe. Finds those in blue, white and gold. And here's another shot, but not troubling the keeper.
It was right on the right-hand side of the goal. And now Musa Akram with a free kick, with a goal kick given to Malindu. That was the Josephians' first corner, I should say.
Yeah, rightfully. That really slipped my mind, Nelaka. Oh, it was Gayan. Gayan was thinking about a shot. But fortunately for the Josephians...
3 Josephian defenders right around Gayan, not giving him that opportunity to breathe. But it's a Peterite throw-in. Ashanka Silva with the ball.
Gayan looks to be hurt here. Not exactly what you would want to see if you're a Peterite. Well, a quick shout out to our sponsors as Gayan gets his treatment. Food and beverage partner, Prima Kottumi. And Ultra Kill, our bronze sponsor, sponsoring this match. The 30th annual encounter between St. Joseph's and St. Peter's College. What we didn't mention was that St. Joseph's College do have four national players in this squad, namely Tishan Tushmika, Taruka Arden, Hirusha, and Tharusha as their goalkeeper. So they do have the national experience, but it is the Peterites who are bringing in their experience and playing this match as if all of their players are national players, because they've been fantastic in every department, Nelaka.
The Peterites with only 2 national players, namely Ishan and Malindu, both of whom have been instrumental in the Peterites' play today. But then all of their players have played key roles in supporting them and giving them that opportunity to be creative and make those little magic moments which turn into goals.
The short corner, low corner rather, was taken. Josephians have the room to clear it, maybe to put it into a counter-attacking position, but Malindu Atakorala has other plans and puts it into touch. Josephians playing a bit right in front of us right now, in front of the commentary box, and it looks like everyone is of urgency.
The Josephians seem to have had a very energetic pep talk at halftime. They have stepped out in the second half with some urgency and with some real energy in their play.
You could say, Nelaka, that they were unlucky. They did not play badly in the first half. St. Peter's also did not play badly in the first half. Both teams played really well, but it was down to luck that unfortunately Gayan was taken down in the box and St. Joseph's had to concede a penalty.
You could say, but that's Ishan. That's a free kick for the Josephians. You could say luck could turn at any moment, and this could be that moment where the Josephians take their chance.
You don't have to watch us just here. You can also follow us on the socials. That's at Peterite Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on our WhatsApp groups. so that you do not miss out on any of the action brought to you by the Pete Wright Media Unit of St. Peter's College.
Ringston with the free kick for the Pete Wrights. And he's looking for Darius Isarashi at the box, but he's unable to find the Pete Wright head. The Josephians advancing.
There's the urgency play.
That's Musa Akram who holds on to the ball over there. The Pete Wrights seem to be playing more defensive in the second half, and the Josephians seem to have become more advancing.
I would say the reason why St. Peter's haven't been there in the attack has been because the Josephians are winning that midfield battle. As you can see, some good hold-up play there, but Mershawn Direx surrounded by 3 Josephians. Some nice play by the Josephians. There's Gayan, who is inside the box. He's injured, but the ref hasn't seen him yet.
He's holding on to his leg.
Oh, and that's a miscue by the Pete Wrights. But thankfully, Musa comes out. Musa Akram has been lively in this game, especially in the first half. The referee finally has spotted Gayan, who is down. And it looks like he's going to be down for a while. And hopefully he comes on to play after that injury. Gayan, also known as GR7, we mentioned in the first half.
Gayan has been absolutely amazing playing today. And if he goes out, it will be a big loss for the Pete Wrights.
Well, while you're here, why don't you head down to that subscribe button and tap it, because St. Peter's College Pete Wright Media will bring you the latest in everything. If you're a rugby fan, a cricket fan, or even a football fan, much like you are here right now, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and like our videos and follow for more.
It's not just the sports that's there on Pete Wright Media, it's also the college events. At any time you can find at any college event literally, Pete Wright Media is always there to cover it up, and with the live stream headed by their master in charge, Mr. Mandika Pereira.
Not too many vacant seats here at the racecourse grounds. You can see stands have filled up quite fast here. But good to see the support here on a Thursday afternoon. Some good hold-up play there by Darius Isarachi, who goes on. And is there a chance of St. Peter's College? No. Tarusha says no. And the Josephians scramble to put that ball out of play. But the danger is not over. Here's Rinston. Puts the ball into the box again. Here's Ashenka Silva. And that was well defended by the Josephians. But
that was a moment of panic for the Josephians. But then the Pete Wrights acting strongly in forward, which we haven't seen in the second half as of yet. But that was a very promising sign for all Pete Wrights. Cleared away by the Josephians, but right onto the feet of Ishan.
Yeah, that was wonderful strength there. Strength play by Daresh Tisarachi. Here is Mohammad Ishan wriggling his way through. And here's a shot by Rinston. Or rather, that was Sachin. Who has opted to take this the left wing. Sachin, due to the absence of Gayan. Substitution has not been made yet by the Pete Wrights. They're playing with 10.
They must be hoping that Gayan makes it back into form and he's able to play the second half as well, because he's absolutely essential for the Pete Wrights. And he's a player that can make a difference in any lineup. That's a throw in for the Pete Wrights, but there is a collision there and there's a Pete Wright player holding his foot. Seems to be Daresh.
Yeah, the Peterites don't have many options left on the bench, especially with Guyana out now. Isuru Pereira might be looking to...
It's two Peterites on the ground. One in their own half, one in the Josephian half.
Musa also on the ground, but he gets up to his feet, and that was to claim that through ball. But it has been a bit of a worry for St. Peter's College, as another player also is down, maybe because of cramps. It is hot and humid, Nelaka, and that is rightfully the reaction that you would get in these hot and humid conditions. It has been hot and humid throughout the month, but rains coming every now and then.
One can only imagine how hard it is to play a 90-minute match on a hot ground like this.
Yeah, it is humid. Thankfully, the sun has taken its cover into the grounds, into the clouds. Guyana, once again, down on the ground. It doesn't look good for St. Peter's here in terms of injuries. There is a maximum of 5 substitutes. The new rule was made by FIFA, was seen in leagues all around the world, the popular leagues such as Premier League and every other league. It was seen in the World Cup as well, where 5 substitutions were made. So St. Peter's College do have 5 substitutions in their hand, but that does not look good. It does not look good for St. Peter's College.
That's Aftab Hussain limping. He looks unable to stand. Player who has done much for Peters today.
And there is a substitution on that side. I believe it's... Still getting confirmation on who the substitute is.
It's Sherman Ravichandran brought on for substitute instead of Aftab Hussain, who had to limp out for an injury.
Well, unfortunately, that was offside, much to the excitement of the Josephian camp. And now a Josephian is on the ground, probably due to a cramp. That is what it's looking like. Just next to him is Musa, who has also taken tumble. So things aren't looking that great for both sides on the pitch now. That is Pathum Gimhan, who is on the ground, who seems to be recovered, and Musa as well.
Certainly not easy playing under these conditions, as one would say.
Well, it's a tough game, and if you want to win, you have to play tough, Nelaka. These conditions are not for the faint-hearted. We see also in cricket, a lot of sides say that the Sri Lankan conditions are hot and humid, and they really need to get used to some of the conditions over here. Sides come and play, or rather international sides come and play practice matches here in Sri Lanka just to get used to the Sri Lankan weather. So this is definitely not a stranger to St. Peter's College. As I said earlier, this ground has been used by the Peterites before. They eventually did lose against Navy, but did come off as... And here's Ishan, Mohammad Ishan, trying to see whether there's anyone in the box, but Sachin was the closest man to the ball there. One-man army, Ishan.
A player who can truly make a difference for any side that he plays in.
Here's Sachin on the left wing. He has 2 in the box. Trying to look up, but it doesn't get further than a Josephian defender. Well, Joes are led by Pathum Gimhan, and I'm pretty sure that he has to make a difference in this. He and the boys of Maradana have to do something here.
Getting
to
past out
salvage.
Malindu does not seem to be an easy task with another wonderful tackle there, Malindu. Giving possession to Ishan, but who Daresh is unable to get there on time.
Mohammad Ishan asking Daresh, where were you? But Daresh is only human after all, because he frankly couldn't have run past to get to that ball.
Not everyone has the potential to play like Ishan, I would say.
Definitely Nelaka. It's good through ball, but unfortunately lands at the hands of Musa, and that is not the first time we've said it. Musa was incredible in his position on the other side of the pitch as well. We saw him claiming the aerial balls and also did do some work with some blocking as well. But the story goes, St. Peter's College is 1-0 up. But in terms of the men that are available to them, it doesn't look like too many are available. You see another substitute. It is Gayan, the injured Gayan, who got that penalty in the first half, who is coming off for St. Peter's College. So St. Peter's have now made 2 substitutions.
And it's number 21, Shavon Costa, who comes instead of Gayan to take his position at forward.
Yeah, so the instructions from the coach and the players on the field to Shavon must be to get onto the left wing and feed some balls into the middle, the central area.
Look for Melshon, I would say.
Absolutely right, Neelaka.
Melshon has had a relatively quiet second half in comparison to his first half, in which he was at every place trying to do some damage for the Josephians. Sachin trying to clear the ball.
Does well there against 2 Josephians. Sachin Silva.
Feeding the ball to Shavon Costa, who gets his first touch at play. Unfortunately, that seems to be a line out. The ball taken back by the Peterites. Pass to Daresh Isarachi, who loses position against 2 Josephian defenders. Cleared once again by Malindu Athukorala. Throw in for the Josephians.
Well, there is another man down on the side there. I'm not sure who it is exactly. But it looks to be Daresh Thisarach, the goal scorer. Beg your pardon, that's Milshon, who was receiving some treatment on the far side. Is Mohammad Ishan. And that's foul. Mohammad Ishan and Pathum Gimhan obviously know each other very well. Both are players for the national team.
Ishan right at the back there, at the Peterite half as well. Malindu passing the ball to Ishan. Peterites in possession. Shavon trying to get a grip of the game, but is unable to do so. The Josephians advancing, and that is a line out for the Peterites. I beg your pardon, for the Josephians.
It's danger territory for the Peterites. But they have a man down and they might have to stop play. And no, the referee says, go on. Pathum Gimhan goes for the shot and it's wide again. How many times have we said that, Neelaka, today? It is Teshant Tushmika, who again with his left foot. He did have a chance in the second half, early in the second half, but Teshant Tushmika again couldn't really convert that, as we see on the replay.
Kavinka, one thing that we've seen today is that all the shots that have been taken have immense power. It's not the power that they're lacking, it's only that direction and that like kill point accuracy that's lacking in most of these shots.
Yeah, it only takes a matter of looking up and deciding where you want to put the ball. Unfortunately for the Josephians, that hasn't been the case today. But it also hasn't been the case for the Peterites as well. So it's still a pretty much open game, even though the score line reads 1-0. We're halfway into the second half. Daris Tisarachi scoring that first goal and the only goal for St. Peter's College in this match.
Everyone at the racecourse grounds anxious for another goal. Waiting excitement here.
This ball flown in, and it is a good ball here for St. Joseph's College, and he scores.
That is one heck of a goal for the Josephians.
Wonderfully worked for the Josephians, and it is that man, Teshan Tushmika, who we said that needed accuracy in his shot, and that is exactly what they did, as we see on the replay. There was a bit of a signal from the Josephian, and that was wonderfully planted away.
I should not have opened my mouth and told that we need more goals here, because I think that is exactly what we got.
It's definitely the case, and the scoreline reads St. Joseph's College 1, St. Peter's College 1, here at the Racecourse grounds. However, the match is not over. There are about 20 minutes to play.
Mohammad Ishan absolutely stranding those Josephian midfielders, looking for that through pass of Shavon Costa, but unable.
There is a handball. And now the ball is in a dangerous spot for the Josephians. Usually, Gayan is the one that's over the ball. As we see here, Mohammad Ishan trying to spot the run of Shavon.
Right at the edge of the box. Dares Isarachi and Mohammad Ishan.
Well, he is capable of scoring. Mohammad Ishan has a killer left foot.
Dares Isarachi as well. Both of them are players who could easily take a shot at this caliber.
Five in the ball for St. Joseph's College. 2 behind the ball for St. Peter's College. Looks like Mohammad Ishan is going to take it, and it's a goal for Mohammad Ishan, and St. Peter's College right after St. Joseph's College equalized. Wonderful curler from Mohammad Ishan, the star man for St. Peter's College, really. And St. Peter's College have clawed their way back here into the lead. And the blue, whites and golds are yet again in the lead.
A truly astonishing shot from Mohammad Ishan over there, threaded through the Josephian defense.
It seemed to have gone around the wall. So it was a wonderful curler there. As we saw on the replay. Just one more look at that replay. Mohammad Ishan only had eyes for the goal. That's exactly what he did. No real confirmation on whether that went through the goal or through the wall or around the wall. But that was definitely a great strike. And what matters and what is confirmed is that St. Peter's College are 2-1 up in this 30th annual encounter of the Josephians and the Peterites.
The match has once again been lit alive with goals from both sides, but still it's the Peterites on the lead.
I mentioned that 2 or 3 goals are yet to be seen here at the racecourse grounds in Elika, and that's exactly what happened. Mohammad Ishan That's exactly what you want from a star man. The only under-20 national team player for St. Peter's College, showing his worth, and looks to be going out of the national team, or rather out of the school team with flying colours. It's his last game, as well as for a few over here at the racecourse grounds. It is the last game for a few. Some of them actually already out of school, but because this is last year's encounter, they did have the chance to play. And here's a chance for St. Peter's College, but Musa coming out swiftly. He's been excellent so far today, hasn't he? Apart from the goal, which he couldn't do much about.
Musa has truly been excellent today. His performance has been the game-changing for the Peterites. He takes a kick again, and that is Mohammad Ishan yet again threading through that Josephian midfield, looking for Melshon, but unable to do so.
Mohammad Ishan again, he seems to be omnipresent. And here's a ball, here's to
He finds
Sachin.
Ball cleared away by the Josephian defense. Sachin with a wonderful opportunity over there. Sachin still a very young player for the Peterites, but has been playing magnificently today. A lot of these players are left with many years to play as well, Kavinkar, especially the likes of Sachin, Shavon Costa, Malindu Atukurala with his run. Well known for his speed, Malindu. Daresh with the ball. Taken back by the Josephians, who advance dangerously. Once again, a shot that is wide.
I don't think the game will end here 2-1. It seems like there are chances for a goal. But one thing I'd like to see more of is the use of strategy here. I'm pretty sure that both the coaches have told the players, go with some sort of strategy. Maybe thread a few passes and then feed it into a winger. Or maybe play a through pass into a striker. Or maybe the striker comes into a false nine position. And maybe we would want to see that now with the emergence of the substitutes. Maybe that's not the case, because things like this are unfortunate. As we see another player down here on screen, as you can see, there's a crowd. Definitely no one is really leaving the racecourse grounds because they know that there is a game to be played. As Daresh Tisarach, the first goal scorer for St. Peter's College, is up on his feet. Gets a seal of approval from his fellow goalkeeper, Musa, who has been brilliant today. But one thing that I'd like to see maybe the Josephians do is to use their star people. St. Peter's College have been using their star men really in the form of Gayan and Daresh, Melshon, and even Mohammad Ishan, at least. So maybe use Pathum Gimhan, use his incredible left foot. Maybe take your chances a bit more. That's something that St. Peter's can do. And also, they do have experience on their side. Like I mentioned, there are 4 players that is, bar the goalkeeper, that's Tharusha. Bar the goalkeeper, they have 3 other players. That's Tishan Tushmika, Tharuka Arden, Hirusha as well. So the Josephians can't count themselves out here. There is 12 minutes to play, rather. There is 12 minutes to play, and we can expect another goal maybe for St. Joseph's College, and there was a chance there. But this tactic of having a long throw, Nelaka, we've been seeing it and nothing has come out of it. Nothing fruitful has been coming out of it for St. Joseph's College. Do you think maybe they should revert to maybe a short throw in and from there play a long pass?
It's been all the long throws that they've taken have all gone into Musa Akram's hand, should say. They seem to need a change in the tactic. That is a free kick for the Josephians. A low free kick right into the legs
Is
of Sherman.
Mohammad Ishan trying to cause so many problems, and he goes down. There is a foul there by the goal scorer of St. Joseph's College, Teshan Tushmika.
That is a yellow card for Teshan. Brings down Mohammad Ishan, who was on a run that could have scored another goal for Peters.
Well, I think he had to stop him, and maybe that was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, if this turns into an injury for Mohammad Ishan, it might seem unfortunate, but it looks to be that he is pretty much okay, not really needing medical attention. But that was quite a tumble. Teshan Tushmika and Mohammad Ishan, teammates for the national team. But here at the racecourse grounds, St. Peter's versus St. Joseph's, there's no such thing as national friends. It's only rivalry.
The Petrite physio has been busy today with so many Petrite players holding their legs.
That's an audacious effort. He was going for goal. I believe that was Melshon Direx, yeah. It was Melshon Direx looking to maybe put in a knuckleball or a long-range shot. We've seen it happen so many times all around the world.
It wasn't a bad effort, but nonetheless could not find the back of that net.
It's a substitution here. That is number 27, Ross Bright, coming on for Dumidu Aditya. St. Joseph's trying to make their way through into the Peters goal, but is blocked almost every time thanks to a Peterite outfit player. Notably, Nelaka, the thing is, we haven't seen a goal from open play. It's always been a set piece. So I believe that the next goal might come from a set piece as well, because if you look at open play, both the sides are putting in their maximum effort to try and prevent an open play goal. And you know how set pieces are really difficult to defend against. Not only at school level, but even national or even club level, internationally, we see so many sides struggling with taking care of a set piece. And here's another long throw in for St. Joseph's College, a shot, but unfortunately that goes for a goal kick.
The thing with set pieces is that, Kavinka, it's all about the practice, the strategy, and the vision of the coaches that comes into play. But with open play, it's that the players' experience and the players' skills that really come out to play here. And I believe that both Josephs and Peters are having both really well experienced coaches who have got the teams to master their set pieces, and we can really see that effect here today with both teams scoring and performing exceptionally well in these set pieces.
That's right. Coach of St. Peter's College is Isru Pereira, just to remind you. He was national player of St. Peter's College, and back in the day, he used to be renowned as a wonderful left winger, and also coach Aruna Sampath. Not too much of a shabby player as well back in his day. So both sides have experienced coaches and wonderful tacticians, but trying to make something of it. And there was a good tackle there by the St. Peter's College backline player. It was Sherman who was on the ball.
The Josephians with yet another long throw, but Malindu there at the ball.
I believe it was Donny Daniel who tried to get in that shot for the St. Joseph's College team. But time is now, it seems to be running out, Nelika. We have played 84 minutes now, approaching full time. Not sure whether the Josephians know that they have less time, but they have to play a bit urgently, a bit more urgently than they have right now. You saw how they came out into the second half, at the start of the second half. They were quick on the ball, the passes were passed through really nicely, smoothly and effectively. But that isn't the case right now. Here's another replay of the foul that was just committed right now. That was
against Malindo, I should say.
Who would your man of the match be?
It would most indefinitely for me be Malindo Athukorala, who has been a key of the Petrite defense, and he is right now holding his shoulder on the ground. He seems to be in pain at the moment. He's brought out of play with the Petrite physio there, holding an ice pack at his shoulder.
Substitution seems to be coming on for St. Peter's College.
Devin Ravichandran brought in, looking for that extra attacker. Sachin back at the ball in a dangerous area. Shavon trying to get back position, but it's a line out. Malindo is back in play.
Here's a bit more urgency from the Josephians. As you can see, there were 3 men surrounding Direx. There's the referee, Mr. Lakshan, who has maybe, you could say, has kept his cards in his pocket, but right now has taken 2 yellow cards out of his pocket to give it to one Josephian and now another Petrite.
Daresh, I think that was carded for that play. The Josephians with a free kick.
The last goal, the earlier goal, did come from a Josephian set piece, and
That was
it would have come again because Musa was in all sorts of places at that point. But until the ball reached him, no one really reacted to that goal, or rather to that ball.
Fortunate for Musa, he managed to collect his senses at the right moment and catch that ball before it did any damage for the Petrites.
Here's Devin with his first touch on the ball. Loosely gives it away, but collects it once more.
Devin, a PC player for the Petrites. The good number of years under his belt as well, and a few more to play. He's a promising footballer for the Petrites, I should say.
There's a goal kick signaled by the referee. Yes, it is. The ball played out wide. And look who's back there defending against Pathum Gimhan. Mohammad Ishan taking the right back role. I'm pretty sure he was assigned to play as a center attacking midfielder in the cam position, but I'm pretty sure right now he has taken on the role of maybe right back as well as central defensive midfielder, even an attacker. Those are the kinds of players you would want in any side. One that's versatile and one that goes for the ball at every given opportunity.
The one that plays for his team and not just for his own glory. An exemplary player for all the young footballers looking in, who does his attacking work and falls back for defense as well.
It was wonderful work there by Arden Pereira, of course, a national team player who was twisting and turning. Great job there by the Josephian number 14.
But well defended by Ringston. Petrite defense. That is another throw-in for the Josephians. It seems to be another long throw-in.
Ross Abner, not for the first time, goes in and it meets the head of a St. Peter's College player. I think it was Rinston.
Mohammed
Unfortunately, that was a goal, that went for a goal kick, I believe. Nope, it is a set piece. St. Joseph's have another chance to capitalize on this. Approaching 90 minutes. It'll be interesting to see what time it is. And there is a Josephian substitution. Number 20, Taruk Ashanta, coming in for number 16, Dineth Vishmita.
There is 7 minutes of stoppage time, I believe. That is the second corner for the Josephians.
Yep, and Taruk Ashanta has to be called out because that was his number up on the board. Spathum Gimhan will take this, trying to look for someone, maybe Dineth Vishmita. Seems to have taken a good position in that box. They've been getting instructions from the referee, Mr. Lakshan, who has been a good ref today. Fairly said. His ball floated in. And it's a goal for St. Joseph's College. They've equalized late on here. Never say die, say St. Joseph's College.
90th minute goal here for the St. Joseph's College. St. Peter's College absolutely dismal. Musa Akram still on the ground holding his head for letting in that goal. Another set piece for the Josephians, I should say.
Yes, Neelaka. Like I said, there would be another goal, and it has been from the set piece. And that was greatly put away by Donny Daniel, a substitute who was brought on to change the game, and my word, has he changed the game.
The Josephian camp absolutely lucid with joy and happiness. The Petrites silent.
Well, last year it was 1-1, and it was joint champions. They did share the trophy. But this time, also it looks to be the case, unless the Petrites can make something out of it again, like the previous goal you see that St. Joseph scored in 1 minute, and the next minute it was St. Peter's who scored.
Mohammed Ishan seems to have been injured in that push over there.
Just taking a look at this replay. By luck, it was Pathum Gimhan who took that corner, and Donny Daniel was in the right place. And as you can see in the background, there the Josephian prefects jumping with joy. And why would you not? Especially in the 90th minute. To equalize in the 90th minute is such a relief. Both sides have not played bad football, and they've been playing good football. All goals, by the way, have come from a set piece. Yes, St. Joseph's College, can they actually win this? Can they go on to win it? St. Joseph's College, they're trying to get in a late winner here at the racecourse grounds. It's a ball into the box, but no one in the white shirt was there.
Cleared away by Malindu Atukorala.
St. Joseph's College may be thinking about a shot. Musa comes out, tries to get the ball, and it's
Offside.
an offside call by the assistant referee. Wow, end-to-end stuff, but I should say Josephian end stuff here at the racecourse grounds. It's been a superb watch. If you were a neutral, or if you rather still are a neutral after watching all of those 90 minutes of action, I should say that was a great watch. You have spent your 90 minutes really well. But the physios have been doing most of the running in the second half, I should say. Not the players, because they're lying on the ground, and the physios have to come out running and tend to these players. But wonderful job by them. They've tried to keep the injury count less. But it's not good to see. At the end of the day, it's not good to see a lot of players going down. Especially maybe these are tactics that you would use towards the end of the game. Should I dare say that it is time-wasting tactics, Nelaka? Because these tactics are seen in the international game. Whatever that is played at the international game, our young boys, they mirror. And that should be a message out to the international players, the star players, that junior boys and girls, they do watch them and they mirror their exact actions. So maybe we are seeing some tactics which are related to time wasting, but I'm pretty sure both these sides really want to go at it and get the game. For those watching us on YouTube, let us know who your man of the match is. Put it down in the comments. Maybe debate a friendly fire. Maybe debate once or twice about who the ultimate man of the match is. Because there have been some good shows here from both the camps. But still they're looking for a winner.
The Petrites feeling the loss of Guyan Rivaldo at that end. Cleared away by Ashenka Silva.
We haven't yet received confirmation about how many minutes are there added on for the injury time, because there was a goal scored right on the cusp of the 90 minutes. So just have a look out at the referee. The referee is running towards the Peterite dugout and has given a yellow card to the Peterite coach Isru Pereira. And if you're not aware, yes, coaches also can get yellow carded. The dugout can get yellow carded. Maybe an assistant coach also gets yellow carded. But like the players, if you get 2 yellow cards, straight out.
Free kick taken by Malindo Atukorala, looking to get the ball up front to do some last minute damage to the Josephians.
What can they cook up here? Josephians, everyone back to defend that. Sachin plays out a ball and it's a loose ball here. St. Joseph's 3-on-4. Unfortunately, that didn't come out fortunate enough for the Josephians. Just to look at the referee, the referee isn't signaling any stoppage of play. He does take a look at his watch and the referee calls for full time. The spoils have been shared. It's full time here at the Racecourse grounds. It was 1-0 going into halftime. Unfortunately, we didn't get any more goals in that first half, even though there was plenty of chances for the Josephians and for the Peterites. But it was the second half that had all the fun, all the drama. We had players going down, people getting yellow carded, and even the coach getting yellow carded at the end for St. Peter's College. And we saw 3 goals, and I was right, Nelaka. We did see 2 to 3 goals at the end.
The players battling their hearts out here at the Racecourse grounds.
We're just waiting on confirmation whether there is extra time in this, because previously in the last year, they did not play extra time, or rather, we have not had extra time in many of these encounters. But with the change in the system, could we see extra time coming in? We'll let you know right as we get confirmation about that.
Everyone at the edge of their seats, I should say. The crowd coming down, standing. No one sitting on their seats anymore. Prefects of both sides lined up right next to their teams, close by. Players seated on the grounds. The coaches having one more word with them. Truly exciting moments here at the Racecourse grounds. Moments that you do not want to miss if you are a Josephian or a Peterite. The oldest sport at St. Peter's College, I should say, started in 1928, if I'm not mistaken. St. Peter's College, the branch school of St. Joseph's College, started out 1922, celebrated their centenary year celebrations last year, 2022, 100 years of St. Peter's College.
Sorry, Nerika, just to interrupt, there is confirmation of extra time. There will be extra time and there will be penalties. So there is going to be a definite winner in this. We'll have to wait and see. There will be a winner here at the racecourse grounds. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple of minutes or a few minutes. So maybe grab a snack. Maybe get hydrated after all that action, because what an encounter this has been.
Still 5:41, Kavinka. It's more than enough time for the game to proceed on. And there's the lights here at Racecourse as well. And we are looking forward to one of the most exciting conclusions for the Joe Pete annual soccer encounter as of yet. The Joe Pete soccer encounter also happens to be the longest withstanding annual soccer encounter among schools.
Just shout out to our sponsors here at the Racecourse Grounds. We've been glad to have them on board with us. Food and beverage partner, Prima Kottumi. And our bronze sponsor for this event, Ultrakill. Big thanks to them for helping us make this a success. Coach is giving their instructions, as you may be able to see just at the edge of your screen.
St. Joseph's College and St. Peter's College are no strangers to each other, with long withstanding history.
We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there seems to be a miscommunication, and that is that this is the full-time score. There won't be any extra time taking place or penalties taking place, and the full-time score is St. Joseph's College 2 and St. Peter's College 2 goals. It has been a thrilling encounter, should I say, here at the Racecourse Grounds. Daresh Tisarachi, goal scorer for the Peterites in the first half, and well, that was the sole goal of the first half. And then in the second half, we had St. Peter's and St. Joseph's going with a goal fest. There were 3 goals in the second half. St. Joseph's clawing themselves back into contention, and it was 1-1. Courtesy of the number 8, Teshan Tushmika, and not even a blink later, it was Mohammad Ishan who scored with his left foot, his magnificent left foot, a free kick through the wall into the Josephian net. And then, in the dying minutes, it was 2-2 to St. Joseph's College. Substitution, the super sub, Donny Daniel, coming on and scoring that wonderful, or rather should I say, a bit of a cagey goal, Nelaka, because the ball seemed to have gone here and there and everywhere, but it reached the feet of Donny Daniel.
Breaking the hearts of a lot of Peterite fans out there.
Yes, definitely. No one would want to concede a 90-minute goal, especially after you played that well. But as to the joy for the Peterites, the Josephians, Josephians might be proud with that one. We have received word that there seems to be a decision to maybe take penalties and settle the score for once, because we've not seen this before. And now that there is daylight available,
Say why not?
still the decision is being taken. And yeah, why not take a penalty shootout? It maximum takes maybe just about 10 minutes.
Because last time I believe in CRNFC grounds, we could not reach a conclusion because of bad light. We could not have the penalties, but that is not the situation here. We are capable of having penalties here.
Yeah, it was a wise decision maybe to bring the kickoff time forward.
Both teams battling out to become the best of each other.
St. Peter's College also already have some penalty experience if this does go into the penalty shootout. But they'll have to make this decision quick because the sun does set very fast here in Sri Lanka, Nelaka. And I do hope that it does go into a penalty shootout. What do you think? Put it in the YouTube comments below. We would love to have your opinion here. Here, the racecourse grounds. Just a reminder to everyone that is the full-time score is 2-2, and they're deciding on whether they should carry out a penalty shootout or not.
Both teams, I believe, really want an ending to this because it's been a few years since there was a winner of the Joe Pete soccer encounter. It's nearly always in a dinner draw, I should say. And it's very hard not to see why not, because today both teams were equal in all their playing, shots taken, passes, everything. Both teams showed equal caliber, equal strength and equal stamina.
Just a fun fact that St. Peter's College celebrated their 100th year and St. Joseph's College celebrated their 125th year here. And 2023 has been a remarkable year for both schools. So maybe to mark each of their tremendous anniversaries, 100 years and 125 years as schools, maybe to mark that, maybe we will head into a penalty shootout to decide who wins this. But it has been a good 10 minutes since the game did end in full time.
The coaches having their words with the players.
Funny enough, I think Isuru Pereira, the St. Peter's College coach, is telling his players how to kick, because I'm pretty sure I saw him tell a few of his players how to kick a ball. And I shouldn't say that's bad advice, Nelaka, because that's exactly what you should be doing in a penalty shootout. You kick the ball and you have to place the ball well. So I would say that's still good advice.
Because it's at moments like these that players tend to forget their basics, with the pressure, the crowd looking onto them, and knowing that a game of so many years of history is lying on your feet. You tend to lose target, you tend to lose focus, but then Isuru Pereira, or Banti coach, affectionately known by the players, seem to be giving the perfect advice at the perfect time for the players. the crowd, not a single one of them leaving the stands. All of them eager to get a victor of this. Panti coach highly animated. He seems to be choosing players for the penalty shootout, pointing at them. Bit on to the history of these two schools, premier Catholic schools of Sri Lanka. St. Peter's College started on the 25th anniversary of St. Joseph's College as St. Joseph's College South, later renamed as St. Peter's College Wellawata as the years came by. Although rivals today, very much brother schools who have over the years worked together in the Battle of the Saints. I think that there definitely should be a penalty shootout because the players seem to be having their huddles and the Peterites having their traditional prayer as well.
And that is it. Confirmation of penalties. We have received confirmation of penalty shootouts. So it will go to penalty shootouts and we will get a winner here at the 30th annual encounter of the Josephians and the Peterites.
How many years have you seen this image, Kavinka? Peterites and Josephians standing head on head, waiting for the final confirmation to find out who's the best?
Definitely the first in my lifetime, I think. We haven't seen penalties deciding a game. It's always been decided in open play, but we'll see. We'll see who gets a trophy. Of course, maybe as you have seen, just in front of the priest community of both schools, St. Peter's and St. Joseph's College's rectors and the priestly community, there are a few trophies. And the Josephians have finished their huddle as well as the Peterites. And it seems like there will be more play. We have received confirmation that there will be a penalty shootout, but we're not so sure if it's still a penalty shootout or even extra time. The reason why we're not sure, ladies and gentlemen, is because both teams are heading out as if they will be playing towards extra time. But no, it looks like there is confirmation on that. It will be a penalty shootout that will decide things.
Looking at that line, Kavinka, I should say, I believe your brother is there as well. Unfortunately, was not able to play the game today. The Peterite dugout standing all in line. The Josephians kneeling down.
Nelaka, whoever wins this match, just to tell the viewers that there was a great match before this penalty shootout. And most definitely, that was one to remember. The fact that this was played at Racecourse Grounds, and it was the first time it was played at Racecourse Grounds, I think that itself makes it unique. And there was great football played. Neither side played particularly bad, but there were few places to maybe improve. But all the shots, or rather all the goals, came from a set piece. None of them came from open play. So that's one thing to note. Maybe the coaches can note that going into the future, maybe heading into next year's big match that will actually be played this year, since this is the big match for last year.
I believe that the zonals are coming up in the next month as well. Both teams will be looking forward to place first and become champions in that as well.
So the referee is just heading into the center circle to make the toss. And the penalty shootout will be towards the Colombo University end.
The cheers of both sides absolutely deafening. The crowd shouts to cheer their team. Musa Akram, the goalkeeper of St. Peter's College, taking that first penalty against the Josephian goalkeeper, Tarush Rashmika.
And it looks like Mohammad Ishan's St. Peter's College have won the toss and elected to kick first. So there's a lot on the line. The penalty shootouts are not for the faint-hearted. I'm pretty sure you would have seen, maybe even non-football fans would have seen the World Cup penalty shootout between Argentina and France. Messi's Argentina triumphant against France. And that was not for the faint-hearted, especially for those in the stadium.
Kavink, I believe that you were there in that stadium, that match that will be written down in history.
Definitely. I honestly can't believe me being in that stadium. But we are in this stadium, and what matters right now is that Mohammad Ishan is just over the ball here, and he will be taking the first penalty against Tarush Rashmika of St. Joseph's College. Can he get St. Peter's off to a good start? And yes, he does. Slots it in a way. That is 1-0 in the penalty shootout to St. Peter's College. Calm and quick penalty. Didn't think too much about it. He has experience under his belt. That was a good penalty.
Obviously, it's Ishan who has been playing really wonderfully today, and he gives on a word to Musa Akram, his goalkeeper. Words of advice, words of motivation, words of calmness, I would say, at this moment, which is what a goalkeeper needs most when facing penalties.
Absolutely. And here's Pathum Gimhan against Musa Akram. Pathum Gimhan to level it, and he guesses the right way, or rather slots it in the right way, and Musa did guess wrong.
It's 1-1 here at penalties. Malindu Atukorala making that long walk to take the penalties here. Malindu, the captain of this year's football side, as well as the head prefect of St. Peter's College.
Lead by example, they say. Can Malindu lead by example will be the question. Well, we will be seeing that answer in about 10 to 15 seconds or so.
The whole prefect's body of St. Peter's College making their way behind the goal in support of their head prefect.
Malindu Atukorala, and he slots it in brilliantly into the top corner.
That is a classy penalty taken.
He didn't put too much power into it, but he made sure that the accuracy was right. Well, this is exactly what I meant by maybe getting the accuracy right and the power a bit less, because that's what we saw in the first half and the second half, actually, in that game, Nelaka. We saw a lot of power being put behind the wall. You rightly pointed it out that a lot of power was being put into the ball, but now we see maybe it's because of pressure. Maybe the reason why people aren't putting that much power into the shots is because they're scared that the ball will fly out. So here we have Tishan, and he slots it in once again. Who's Tishan Tushmika?
It's 2-2 on penalties. This game seems to be driving everyone mad.
Well, either you have to be a hero or you have to be zero. One mistake is enough to give your opponents the chance to win it all.
Goalkeeper is absolutely key at this moment. Everything depending on them. Kavinka, what do you think it's like to be in one of their shoes, one of their boots at this moment?
Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, Nelaka. As we see here, another goal by Devin. Devin, the substitute, scoring past Tarusha Rashmika.
A gesture that all the Peterites had, every single one who took the penalty went and gave a word of advice to their goalkeeper Musa Akram, which is something very nice to see them supporting each other, working together as a team.
Of course, Donny Daniel over the ball. Donny Daniel, the goal scorer in the 90th minute. He's the reason why we are at penalties this late of the game. And that too, slotted away.
It's 3-3 on penalties here. Driving down to the very last wire.
St. Joseph's not going down without a fight. St. Peter's not going without a fight. Maybe we'll be able to see the floodlights come on. Who knows? But if it does go like this, we'll be seeing the goalkeepers having a shootout as well. And it'll be goalkeeper to goalkeeper. But we can't call that too early right now, because we're still in the fourth penalty kick for each of the sides. So this is the fourth round. And at the end of 5 penalty kicks, we'll see who wins it.
Melchon taking the free kick, taking the penalty here.
Melchon directs nicely into the left-hand side of his. Calmly slots it in a way.
His last touch for in a football game, for St. Peter's College, I should say.
Last touch for most of these players, Nelaka, because most of them have actually finished their schooling period. Like I said, this is the last year's tournament.
We must admire them for the love they have for their alma mater, coming after their A-levels which was postponed for a very long time, and then still coming for training, still working with the team.
Sudeep Rodrigo Bulle on the ball, and he slots it in.
None of the teams seem to be backing down. It's 4-4 on penalties, which is not something you see every day.
Absolutely not. We'll be here for a while, I guess.
Dare Sisarachi walking down to take that penalty.
Daresh also has experience as recently as this match. He's been exposed to a penalty kick early on in the game where he slotted it past Tarusha Rashmika of St. Joseph's. Can he do it again? Daresh Tisarachi for St. Peter's College. Daresh Tisarachi does well. And that's a huge sigh of relief. You could see his face there. Just a heavy load off his chest, and just a heavy load off every Peterite's and Josephian's chest as they slot it in. Irusha Ruanka, beg your pardon. Musa just getting some sort of a... Rather, there's a...
Change of goalkeepers.
Change of goalkeepers, is it?
Dare Sisarachi seems to...
Incredible stuff here. We're seeing a change of goalkeepers.
Which is not something you see. This is the first time I've ever seen it.
This is the really unique stuff here happening at the racecourse grounds. Daresh Tisarachi almost gets a hand to it. Wow, what would have happened if he did get a hand to it and saved it, Nelaka?
It would have been something truly outstanding. Daresh Tisarachi is someone who trains for goalkeeper as well. I've seen during practices him and Musa train together.
So the word from the bench would have been, Daresh, you're no more a striker. You no more need to score goals, but you need to block goals, is the word from the bench. And Isru Sampath, or rather Isru Pereira, has taken quite
Risk, I would say.
rather than a risk, quite a remarkable decision to make his striker his goalkeeper.
It's 5-5 on penalties and it moves on. It's Ringston taking the penalty. And there seems to be a goalkeeper change for the Josephians as well.
Incredible stuff here. And the goalkeeper did guess right again. Rinston asking the Josephians sarcastically to be louder. But incredible stuff.
It's Ringston's last touch as well.
Yep, and the score is 5-6. So if St. Joseph's don't put this in a way, give St. Peter's College the chance to win it.
All eyes on Daresh, I should say.
Daresh Tisarachi, incredible here we're seeing. And it goes through,
Almost
goes
puts
under,
it. He is
under
absolutely lucid with anger.
Tisarachi there. It was Ross Abner. Notably, we've seen Ross Abner take in throw-ins, the long throw-ins, which really didn't work throughout the game, but this one did work.
Daresh punched in the ground at that occasion, absolutely mad at himself for letting it through.
We're just getting confirmation on who the Josephian goalie is. It's Teshan Tushmika, maybe. So Teshan Tushmika himself is a midfielder. And it's number 2.
Sherman taking the...
It's Sherman at Sherman!
And it's saved.
It's saved!
The game
And
is
much
not-
to the confusion
Of St. Joseph's College
have not won this. So crowds came out, as you can see here. Sherman on the replay.
Sherman
That was a-
absolutely devastated over there. His brother, his only comfort.
That was a wonderful goal there. Wonderful goal save there. A goal stopper.
Sherman in tears walked away.
But that's agony. That's exactly what you would not want. As much as you would want all your goal scorers to score, there has to be that one person that maybe does change things. And for the Josephians, it's Teshan Tushmika,
It's Musa
the
back
midfielder turned striker. Musa back in goal. If St. Joseph's put this away, St. Peter's lose. St. Joseph's with a chance to win it. And it's
Musa
a save!
saves the goal.
And it's a save! Incredible stuff here!
The game
Well-
is not over. The Peterites are absolutely overjoyed.
Well, the Josephians were celebrating not too long ago. They thought that the match was over. But now it's St. Peter's time to be overjoyed. My goodness me, Nelaka, this is wonderful stuff here we're seeing. Like I said, there has to be a hero. There has to be a zero. There was a hero in each camp. There was a zero in each camp. So this is great. we're heading into probably what seems like nighttime play. And I wonder if the floodlights will come on at any time. Maybe, or it could be over with the next two kicks. Who knows?
It's a fairy tale ending, whatever said and done for both the Josephians and the Peterites. It's the youngster Sachin taking the penalty.
Sachin, who has played the game from minute zero, can he make the difference right now? And he does.
Scores.
He puts it, he slots it away.
Sachin, a player who has a great future for St. Peter's College, taking the pressure and playing it as if it was nothing.
We see on the replay, the goalkeeper, Tushmika did guess the right way.
It's Musa yet again. Can he be the game changer? Can he win this for the Peterites? Everyone on the edge of their seats. Actually, no one is sitting down. Everyone's standing up.
Oh, to be a Peterite right now. And it's a save! And St. Peter's
College
win it.
wins.
St. Peter's win it. Musa the hero. Well, call him what you want to, but Musa has been Musa man this evening. Nelaka, what a game. St. Peter's win 7-6 on penalties. The sky is gold and it's blue as well. I should say, we've been treated to an excellent game of football here at the racecourse grounds. It was 2-2 at full time. There was confusion on whether it was going to be headed into extra time penalties or even if it was full time. But Musa and the boys have done it.
Absolutely spellbound. There are no words to describe this moment. Musa and the hero of St. Peter's College, Daresh, lifted up on the backs of his teammates and schoolmates. Everyone flooding in the Peterites, filling in the racecourse grounds. The prefects there to cheer on their leader, Malindu Atakorala.
Great game of football, Nelaka, because we were wondering, and rightfully so, I said that it might be decided in the next two kicks. And it was, we can see here, brilliant scenes here at the racecourse grounds.
Absolute cheers here, Kavinka. No words to describe it. No other feeling, no other football match ever witnessed like this. A goalkeeper substituted, changed, centre forward, becoming the goalkeeper during penalties.
I think we've seen it all. We've seen it all, Nelaga. 90th minute equalizer. Straight to penalties. We've seen 14 penalties taken so far. And then the 14th penalty decided it all.
Absolutely magical, Kavinka. Absolutely magical.
It was brilliant scenes here at the racecourse grounds. As you can see, the green pitch filled up with blue, white and gold flags, and amazing scenes here.
The players hugging.
Just as we see the celebrations, here's the final shot. Was unfortunately played, kicked by Josephian, number 14, unfortunately, and Musa did make a strong hand to it. He met it with two strong hands, in fact, and he's been brilliant from the start.
Bunty coach taking the cheer for the Peterites.
Lovably called Bunty coach, and his actual He's lovably called Bunty coach, or rather should I say Mr. Isuru Pereira. He's been a lovely servant to St. Peter's College and establishes his mark as a great coach, and this only takes it a step further. But take away nothing from the Josephians, Nelaka. They've given us a great game to watch.
You can see them huddling around their coach as well. The Josephians standing up strong, showing their brotherhood, showing their love for their alma mater, even though they lose. Win or lose, they stick together as one team. And you can see them talking amongst themselves. Tears.
Welcome back to the Racecourse Grounds. You're with me, Kavinka Fernando, Neelaga Jayasinghe, and our commentator in the early parts of the game, Julian Michael. Well, that was a brilliant game. Just to recap, it was 2-2 to both the teams. It was 2-2. St. Joseph's and St. Peter's shared the spoils in 90 minutes, but the drama and the entertainment came right after that. 7-6 to St. Peter's, and Super Musa, should I say, Neelaga, was the hero. And now we head into the presentation ceremony. Have a watch. Scenes here from the Racecourse Grounds. Master Melchon directs going up to the presentation ceremony stage and receiving the annual Joe Pete Big Match trophy. And he quite rightly raises it. And the whole team joins in the celebration. A wonderful achievement for the boys in blue, white and gold. They took the game to the Papare champions. Of players on the ground, young players there looking up at their heroes, and most definitely they'll take this as inspiration and maybe say in a year or two or even 5 years, 10 years, this victory will be spoken about. They might say, hey, do you remember the win at Racecourse Grounds? That wasn't just a win, that was an anticlimactic win, should I say. And that's all the coverage we have for you today from the Pete Wright Media. A big shout out to our sponsor Kottumi for being our food and beverage partner, and Ultra Kill for our bronze sponsor. It's been a wonderful game of football, but all good things have to come to an end. And it ended with St. Peter's being champions. St. Joseph's took the fight to the Pete Wrights. It was 1-0 at the first half, at the end of the break. And then there were 3 goals. St. Joseph's clawed their way back in. And St. Peter's once again went up 2-1, only for St. Joseph's to score in the 90th minute. And it was 2-2. And that's the reason why we headed into a dramatic penalty shootout. Nelaka, it's been a wonderful game so far. And I should say that was a fitting ending.
Dramatic ending here at Racecourse, likes of which has never been seen before in school football. A moment that will surely be talked about for ages and ages to come. A football big match that made history. It was a pleasure being here. Kavinka Fernando. Wonderful time commentating with you, and we have Julian Michaels here.
Yeah, Julian, part of the Joes camp. Julian, a bit about the Joes as well, you should say, representing the Joes in the commentary box.
So Kavinka, it's not every day is our day. I mean, it was a game of ups and downs, a good fight. One team celebrating, the other one crying, the other team celebrating, the other one down. It was about the football, how we celebrate football. It was actually an amazing, a beautiful game, and it was a great fight for both. I mean, big ups to both the players. It was a great fight. And see, this is the beauty of this game, you know. It's
Definitely.
not like any other game. It's like when you, it's about how much you can do and how better you can fight when you fall down.
Of course.
And that's the beauty of football.
Yeah, of course, agree with you on every word of that, Julian. Felt like the World Cup final, should I say, Julian?
Indeed.
But brilliant stuff, and a wonderful evening to each and every one of you. Have a great rest of the day. We also have to thank the boys here at the Pete Wright Media. They are the ones who are bringing you the live scenes from the racecourse grounds. From everyone at the Pete Wright Media, from myself, Kavinka Fernando, Nelaka Jayasinghe, and Julian Michael, it's been a pleasure having you on board. Take care, and we'll see you again. Good night, and God bless.